Live, Daniel, if you'd want to go to the chat room there and kind of moderate if you got the time for it, sir. And let's do this. It doesn't look live to me. Am I live, people? I can't tell. All right, let me go to my own YouTube. I guess I am. All right, looks like I'm live on YouTube. I'm going to take the YouTube chat and move it so that we can all view it on my camera, and we'll go from there. Pop out chat, bring it over here, make it a little bigger. Hello, sir. Control plus a couple times. This way you guys can read what's in there. All right, well, let me start off with my usual good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you for tuning into my live stream today. You know, my live streams are random. I am here every single day sitting in a live trading room on camera and microphone. I don't always hit the live stream button for all the social networking, but I promise you I'm always here if you want to come join us in the live trading room. So anyway, we're making new lows right now in OMNI, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, YM, the Dow, and the transportation average, all at the same time. It's, sorry to say, it's what we expected, right? You've seen last night's video, or I don't know if you've seen it or not, but if you're an Omniac, I assume that you watch the nightly videos. And I basically mapped out, look, it's supposed to fail right here. That's what's supposed to happen today. And that's exactly what did happen. It failed right up at those levels we discussed in the video last night. So once the crowd builds a little bit, I'll show some of these charts. But, you know, I seen it coming. As soon as the market hit those levels and didn't hold, I said, okay, because I'm not just trading for myself, I cannot take my group of Omniacs and tell them, let's use our money to find out if I'm going to be right. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to do that. Today proved that that is what happened. We jump on it Sunday night and go for a ride. So today was a prove out day. It did what we thought it would do. And down it goes. If you got short yesterday and got caught and are still short, I promise you, if you close your eyes and wait, click your heels 3 times, you're going to make money on this trade. Just sit tight. It is on its way back down. All right, so in a moment, I think we should start looking at some charts. There's about 25 of you that just moved into the room. I'll wait for a few more of you to show up in on YouTube, and then we'll get started. But boy, oh boy, do these charts know how to telegraph. You gotta love technical analysis. Wow, just wow. The use of technical analysis without even trading today allowed us to kill these markets this week. Even though it started off with no fills or rough fills, we sure did beat it up by the end of the week. So there's a live chat on YouTube. There's also a real live chat in my trading room. If anyone's watching YouTube and you have questions, go to my live trading room and ask. Go to the YouTube chat and ask. The live trading room is always open to you. 24 hours a day. The YouTube is what I feel like sitting in front of a YouTube, you know. So if you want to speak to me on other times when I am not streaming, just come to Live with Oscar and jump in the free trading room and type away. Let's take a look. YouTube, how are we doing? There's less now than there was a minute ago. If I was just a young kid that knew nothing about markets but knew how to advertise on social networking, I'd have 1 million of you people here right now. I'd probably kill all your accounts, but I'd have you here. Instead, I know everything there is to know about analysis, and I can't find anyone to view me. How about that, huh? But I don't make my purpose trying to get people to find me. Yes, I do a YouTube video, and in that video I go, hey, why don't you come find me, come view me, whatever. That's the extent of it. Then I just come back to my desk, I put my head down, and I go to work. You know what I mean? I don't really spend my life trying to drive a crowd towards me. If I spent my time trying to advertise to get more of you in, I'd lose the markets, right? I'd take my eye off the 8 ball. And then what product do I have after that? So I'm sort of stuck in a loop. I just go from office to office around my property. I worry about markets, and I hope people find me on social networking. If you guys want to share and let people know about me, that'd be great. If not, me and my OMNIacs will kick this market's ass every month like we do without you. I don't care. But we hope to have more of you here. Anyhow, let's go take a look at some markets. I don't know why my phone's going crazy, kids. You hear that, right? Either some lunatic is texting me like a madman, or my dogs are running back and forth in front of my cameras. Wow. Text from at least 5 different people. And the missed phone call. And yes, the dogs are running in front of the cameras. It all happened at once. All right, enough of that. So, let's go take a look at these charts that are going to be behind this camera. Last night in a video, I boldly said it's supposed to fail here. Now, big up day, reversal day up. The whole world, of course, expects the market to go higher. But analysis is analysis. You know what I'm saying? It speaks for itself. You have to read a chart without thinking what you think. And I know that's not easy. Believe me, I get that. But if you don't think and you just do, you see what happened? It's exactly what was supposed to happen. So far, it failed where it was supposed to fail. What happens next? The same thing that happened here. The same thing that happened here should be the same thing that happens here. Should be. We'll take this one day at a time. It's the beauty of being the type of day traders we are. We don't scalp. We're not in and out 5 times a day, 10 times a day. We're in once. We look for a spot. Stop goes in. Market hits our spot. We're in. Stop gets hit. So be it. If not, we hit profit objectives. We get out. That's it. Trade done for the day. So, you know, if you adhere to certain rules and don't overdo it and follow the charts, they work really well, I must admit. They work really, really well. In conjunction with our OMNI, it just works out really well. If you're not a subscriber, but you're watching, please subscribe to my channel so that every time I stream, you know, you'll get a notification and you'll be able to watch us. So that was your Russell from last night's video. And in last night's video, we also had the E-mini S&P. And if you did watch the video last night, you'll recall I said the same thing. I said, okay, we hit the average, we topped. We hit the average, we topped. We hit the average, we topped. We're about to hit the average. What should we do? Kind of simple, right? All right, but believe it or not, simplicity is the best way to read charts. So what happens? It does exactly that. Boom. Today's bar gets put in. Topped now can be put in here after the close. And we see it did top because anything could happen. We could settle higher today, possibly, right? Anything could happen. I don't expect that. I expect lower, but anything can happen. So I will add the word topped in here after we close today. And not only did it do that, but it topped at the same spot it does every time, which is the top of this channel. And at the average. Thank you, Crypto Gray. Appreciate that. Since you only put on one trade, is it a wide stop? Peter, the stop is up to the OMNI. It's up to the chart. It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with what I think, and it's got nothing to do with all wallets and risk reward ratio. Those days are out the window, by the way. There was a time that risk reward ratio meant something. It actually had a meaning. Fab Trader, if I send you an instant message right now, everyone will read it on Facebook, YouTube, you name it, everywhere. So it won't be a private message if we speak. Is what you're saying to be private or not? Oh, okay. Yes. Just to be sure, Fab, put it there. Make it 76. Hey, Fab, you're doing much better now, aren't you? You go, girl. You're getting your money back, right? I know you are. That was a good phone call we had. I'm glad we spoke on the phone. All right, so yes, the stop's got nothing to do with me, and what I was saying is risk reward ratio. Those days are out the window. There was a time you built a system. If I plan on risking this, I plan on making that. Used to be a system. If you want to trade today, especially as a day trader, you plan on making this, you got to risk that. That's the way all life works. If you're not willing to do that, or if you think by some chance that's stupid, I assure you, you don't know anything about trading anymore. The old days, you could put parameters on your system. Today, you try a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio and you will donate every single day. So what you have to do today is whatever the chart tells you the stop should be is the stop. And you live with it. New lows being made all over the board, kids. Scoop, you've been around forever, buddy. You've been hanging out with me since, God, 2008, 7, right? You've been around since the beginning. Scoop in the YouTube chat room. I remember his name typing to me since the beginning of my YouTube chats. All right, that's bigger now. Maybe you guys could read it. Yeah, he's been with me a long time. And Scoop, you would know this, he was a hostile for a while. But instead of fighting with him, we became friends. Which I generally try not to do. I always try to win people over when they become hostile, because I realize this is such a skeptical business. What are the odds you ran across someone who's actually real and good at this and true and does it for a living and grew up in the pit and shares Wall Street secrets with people who are just getting started? You know, it sounds like a dream come true, right? So I totally get people being skeptical, but I promise I'm that guy. What you gotta do is hang out with me. You'll find out. Even people who disliked me in the beginning are with me today because they see that I was as true as I promised them I was in the beginning. BTC, what about it? You want to know about Bitcoin? Why would you ask me about such an ugly, ugly topic? Why are you going to make me cry? But I know why. Dano wants you guys to see me cry in public. All right, Dano, I'll just cry in public for you. Well, at least Wing knows. Well, Wings knows the truth about me. Shh, Wings. Don't tell anybody, all right? Make that a private message so people don't know that about me. Let's see. Dano, I'll show you Bitcoin, but you know I'm going to cry, right? Let's just destroy this chart and put a Bitcoin in there. Why do we have to look at this? All right, so even if I don't have it all fancily drawn up like I showed you in my videos recently, it doesn't make it any different. It's still just as ugly. There's some kind of flag. It's here, it's here, it's here. I don't know. I don't care what you want to call it. There's a flag here somewhere. If not, we can break it up this way. There's all kinds of ways to break this up, but none of them look bullish. You know what I'm saying? None of this looks good to me. Then, of course, you get the granddaddy line that comes across here, and that tells you that we're in big trouble, and this is on a weekly. This is not a daily, this is a weekly. So unless we get up above this, I wouldn't even consider that anything good has happened. So we need to get above this line here, Bitcoin. And then at least you can go, all right, maybe now we fill in some stuff and we move up a little, but where it is now, this has to be turned red, uninterrupted, and it's a scary moment, especially with this being some kind of a flag. It's just a scary moment. Anyway, because I own Bitcoin and have a 5-year plan, there's nothing I can do but watch this route take place. So I try not to show it so often. I don't want to see Bitcoin. Was this Russell before? Yes, it was. It's supposed to fail here. Oh, wait, one more. Last night's video, I told you, even though we were above that line, I said, look, when we did this, we were lowering rates. When we did this, we were lowering rates. When we were back here, we were lowering rates. Even here, we were lowering rates. But now we're raising rates. Why on earth would it hold? And look what's starting to happen. This is becoming a red circle. So that is just reading charts for how they should be read, kids. Without my thought behind it, just watching the markets and reading the charts. Hey, I don't have to cry yet, Sabo, for Bitcoin. Sabo says no crying game for Bitcoin. I don't have to cry yet. I have to cry in 3 years and 7 months. That's when the crying may begin, you know. So what? My 250 is only worth 75 right now. Is that supposed to be a thing? Is that supposed to be a problem for me? So is my year-end target completely toast? Not until December 31st, it isn't. What I don't do is I don't go redo targets because the market got swirly. We're either right or wrong for the year. You know what I mean? All right, so how much does OMNI BOOTCAMP cost? All the money you have, every bit of it, all of it. That's the price. $52.45. Oh, I bought it all over the place, Skip. I bought it at 16, 18, 22, 25, 48, 32. I bought it everywhere. Because I was building a position for 5 years. I don't care where it goes. You must understand. I don't care where it goes. It's not a future, right? I put a certain amount of money in. I win, I lose. That's it. Trade's over. But I expect that if my target is right, Bitcoin will be trading 85,000 in 3 years, 7 months. My year-end target was 52.45. Are you not listening? Please don't make me type all of this. Just listen in. Okay, 52.45 was my year-end target. I think somewhere up there. Hey, we got to 48. I gave that target out when we were at 32. We got to 48. Maybe 52 was wrong, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 48 was it, I don't know. Um, that's an interesting question. Do I think, in my trading room, do I think it's possible? Well, let's take a look at something. It's an interesting question. This is live with Oscar, so live is live, kids. What happens, happens. Hello. What's going on, brother? Say again? Sorry about that. But being that this isn't a show and this is my life, is what it is, kids. All right, so let's go back. Question was, do I think it's possible that the S&P can go up that high? So, what do we have? 3 months. We went. Just go to a daily and make life simple. Should be one set right here, right? No, here. All right. Let's see what that answer is. Can we go that far? Right. July, August, 53. So if we did something like 3650, 43, 700 points, where would that put us? 42. I think you can get us over the 42s if they really pushed it this year. I mean, if somehow they pushed it. Because I just looked at a spot and in 3 months, we moved enough to take us to 42 in 3 months from now. I bought Bitcoin in a Bitcoin. No, I don't use those crypto exchanges. I'm trying not to get ripped off. See, so single, I think you are correct. Single cell organism. This market is so nutty, we might reverse and get to 4,000. Yes, absolutely, that could happen. I just showed in 3 months you could be at 42, so you're right. That could happen. With them raising rates, I don't imagine it could happen, though. Not with them raising rates. It's just too much against us. You'd have to have crude hit like 60, 65 in a hurry to get the stock market to go that high before the end of the year. So I have a feeling this afternoon they're going to punch quite the hole in the top of this market. What do I think on the low side, projection-wise? You know what? I'll do that after we take out the lows. Let us get underneath, which will happen today. Let's get back down there, and then I'll do a lower projection. I needed to get, if you guys recall, I've been on hold till we get below the 200 ball moving average, right? We get below that and settle on the weekly, I'll project lower for us. Because that would have been the spot where Wall Street would have made my projection be wrong. I have to get past that first, then I can make a projection. Look at you, Fab Trader. You counting the money right now, sweets? You can't speak to me right now. I'm live streaming. Well, VIJ, I'm with you. I'm hoping that OMNI somehow pulls it off the miracle at the end of the year and hits 52. But you know what? I'll take one call missed out of 15 years. 2 calls will be missed out of 15 years, actually. 1 year, the market went up, came back down, went back up, came back down, and settled at the same spot it opened up in January. When it reached December, it was the same price. So no call worked out that year for anybody. This is the only year we have not had a year-end call workout. So, being that there's 3 months left, 4 months left, October, November, December, 3 months left, I'm not counting out nothing. Well, the problem is with that 200 ball moving average, crypto gray, look at it. Does it look like we're going to go above it? What would you assess this as? Should it hold? Yes. Don't forget, we were lowering interest rates. Should it hold here? Not a chance that we're raising interest rates. How could it? Just doesn't make any sense. Let's see, September to November. We went from 2,700 S&P, 3,300, yeah. Certainly it is possible to get back up to 42 this year if they started charging today. But I don't think that's what's going to happen, kids. I wouldn't be betting on us making the year-end call this year. If they stop raising rates and or if crude dumps, yes, we can still count on a year-end call. If they don't stop raising rates and if crude doesn't fall apart, can't imagine how we can end up higher. What's the year-end target? Was 52. Is. It's absolutely true in the YouTube chat room. ANO says I read somewhere that post midterm markets tend to rally significantly. Absolutely, positively true. I remember it constantly in between a president's term, getting a really nice smart move after midterm elections. Because a lot of times in midterm elections, there's a change, and change is good. Wall Street likes to see if things are bad, change is for the better. If things are good, we don't want to see change. Right now, if things aren't good, change would be good. Christmas rallies, well, our Christmas rallies are a regular thing. We're human, right? We're in this business. We're humans in a business where if somehow we can make the market go up by the end of the year, we make more money. In other words, our bonuses are bigger. Do you think we'll rally by the end of the year? VIJ, if GOP takes the Senate, yes, the markets will absolutely like that. Then there's light at the end of the tunnel. No more of this, let's just plunge the U.S. into darkness and sit there and laugh while we do nothing about it. You know what I mean? That will go away. So, you know what? What'll probably happen is if we can't get the market to have a last quarter rally, it's still going to rally in December. That's the window dressing, right? That's when you get your bonuses. Come on now, those kids from Wall Street are going to get their bonuses. We don't not get bonuses, people. If the Fed cooperates, the Fed's crazy. The Fed needs to continue moving forward with what they're doing. If they listen to anyone's cries, if they do anything about trying to stop the market from going down, it's counteractive to what the Fed's trying to do. So I think the Fed should just carry on. Crypto Gray, when I gave out that target, it was 32. It went all the way to 48. I was crazy then, wasn't I? You know what I'm saying? Every year is a crazy target. I think when I put out my OMNI targets for the year end, I go, I'm so embarrassed to even be putting this out. I'm thinking to myself, this is the mind of a crazy person, right? We're at 3,200. You're expecting 5,200 this year, and it goes all the way to 48. You know, damn, from 32. So yeah, they're always crazy targets. I laugh when I put them out, but I believe in them 1,000%. The year-end targets. You got to believe in you. You got to well, if you don't believe in your analysis, then you're just guessing, right? And you're lying to people. You're making believe. You know what? Let me tell you something right now. The people on the internet, they are really smart. They're crafty, and you know what they don't forget? They don't forget liars. You lie, you start bullshitting, and you watch how quickly people hold you to what you said. Hey, listen, that's not what you said 3 weeks ago. That's not what you said 2 days ago. How come every time you speak, there's something different coming out of that face of yours? You know what I mean? I am not like that even slightly. What you get from me on Monday, you got from me Monday 5 years ago, 8 years ago. You'll get from me Monday 10 years from now. It's very consistent. I think we go up for a relief rally by year's end to 4K, maybe 4.2. Music, hey, from your lips to God's ears, please, please, please. Iori, is that correct? Iori? I'm not going to say 666 more than just this one time. So Iori is all I'm going to say. Stock market is crazy. Yes, Oscar, you don't have to be, you have been spot on many times. Don't worry about your target this year. Oh, crypto, you know. I mean, I don't have that's not true. I do own a crystal ball, but I don't use it to come up with these trades. It's okay if I'm not right. Banks are not too big to fail. What happens if the Bank of England or Deutsche Bank needs a bailout? We'll bail them out, Joss. JOS will bail them out. Someone will bail them out. It's the way the world works. And why shouldn't we if they need it? IMF will bail you guys out. Someone will bail you out. The IMF is built for situations like this. The whole world kicks in money. 80% of it is the United States. The rest of it is the rest of the world. Whatever you want to call that. But the IMF is set up so that if something happens in the world, they lend the money to fix it. So that's what will happen, Joss. Well, Single, thank you for saying that. Oscar is very honest, having watched for years, never not straightforward. You know, there is this. If you send something out via email, it goes out text, it goes all over social networking, and you talk about it in a live trading room, it's not possible to retract that unless you're a nut and you try, you know what I mean? Unless you try to pretend you didn't do any of that. So how would I retract anything I say? It's impossible. I have to be straight at all times, right? I mean, you guys aren't stupid. You don't catch me lying like that. Here's the thing about in our industry when it comes to financial calls and where the market may go. Don't get caught lying even once. Nobody forgets when they lose money because you were bullshitting them, right? No one forgets that. Do we get new targets for the year end of 2022? I wouldn't dream of it, Ocean. What I would do is give a short-term projection for this down move. I wouldn't dream of changing the year-end target. It's been right every year since I started doing YouTube videos, except for the year where the market settled unchanged. Why would I interfere with that? You know what I'm saying? Why would I tinker? So I'm just going to leave it be and do my... Now, I can say this. In 2008, I had a projection for the downside. In 2000, that's it. I've never had a projection for the downside except for 2008. Not once. I've never had a year-end projection that was lower except for 2008. 2008 was right. And all the rest of the year-end projections for higher were all right too. So I may end up with a lower year-end projection this year for next year, which... wow, it's going to be the second time. And let's see, so it's 12, 14 years. It'll only be the second time I might end up with a lower projection. Oh, am I the inverse to Cramer? You know, I tried, man. I was supposed to have a show next to Cramer. You know that, right? And you guys know this story, right? I ever tell you about it, Oz? Well, you've been to camp, so I must have reiterated about it to you. Oh, you never heard my Cramer story? So, YouTube starts to get active. Eddie Murphy finds me. He does a spoof on me at one of the end of his movies. Great spoof, loved it. I start getting some articles written about me in the New York Post and Crane's Business New York and Staten Island Advance. And lo and behold, NBC calls me. Oscar, come on in. We love what we see on YouTube. We want to interview you. So I go into Manhattan to Rockefeller Center, go see Robin. I think I'll leave his last name out. Robin blank, we'll call him. So, hey, Robin, what do you need from me? I mean, yeah, I'm glad you found my YouTube videos. How can I help? He goes, Oscar, come on in. We love you. Come on in. They bring me into a room where 4 or 5 producers, big shots that I probably should have recognized, but I'm not an actor, so I had no clue who they were. And they're sitting around asking me questions for a couple hours, and they go, oh, God, we love this. You are the best. Here's what we're going to do, Oscar. It was a Friday afternoon. You're going to come in Monday morning at 7:30, 8 o'clock a.m. Up to you. Just make sure you're there by 8. We'd like to shoot the whole week 3 pilots of you. So it's a week's worth of shows that would be on. We'll make them in 3 pilots so that if somehow you don't hit, you get to keep those pilots for yourself as advertising. They're worth at least $100,000 by the time we're done filming. And if you hit, you're a star, Oscar. What do I need to do? What do you need from me? Well, nothing. Just show up and film. I said, what's it going to cost me? No, it's not going to cost you anything. All right, done. So they say come in Monday morning. So with that, Monday morning at about 4:35 in the morning, my phone rings. I answer the phone. It's a female voice. She goes, is this Oscar? Yes. She goes, sorry. No way. It's not going to happen. You're never getting a show next to my Cramer. It's off. And she hangs up the phone. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So I call Robin Blank in Manhattan, Rockefeller Center. I said, Robin, I just got a phone call from Cramer's producer. And she wasn't very happy. And he goes, oh my God, Oscar, she has lost her mind. She is losing her mind. She's trying to put the kibosh on this. You cannot have a show after Cramer. I said, come on, I'll kill him, man. I will do much better than Cramer. I'm so much better than him. They'll like me better because I'm more honest. So he says, I'd love to, Oscar. We love you, but for now, we got to put the kibosh on this. So I'm like, really? I'm not coming in to be filmed? Cramer's producer's making too much of a noise. All right. So with that, Cramer had always written books, or he's got chapters in books, I should say, that call technical analysis voodoo. It is outright voodoo. He goofs on it. He makes fun of analysts. All right. So I start doing YouTube videos at him. Hey, Cramer, I understand that you think my craft is voodoo and your craft of kind of telling 50% of the people it's going to go up and 50% of the people it's going to go down. You call that analysis, right? Half the crowd's always going to be happy with you. I said, I get that that's your brand. Wonderful. But why don't we do this? Being that you're so good at analysis, let's have a contest, a 30-day contest. I'm saying this in my YouTube videos. Me against you, 30 days, Cramer. Let's go head to head. No response. I send them more. I send either an email or I do another video. Come on, Cramer. How about this? I see you didn't respond to my last challenge. Why don't I give you a 5-day head start? There's only 30 days in the month. 8 of them are weekends. Come on now. We got 20 days, basically, about 20 trading days. Give you a 5-day head start so that you've already booked 5 winning days. I'll still destroy you by the end of the month on calling markets. My voodoo versus you. Still no reply. I do it again. Next one I send out to him. I go, all right, Cramer, I get it. So you don't think your voodoo is, or you don't think my voodoo is worth even the contest, right? But that's because you know you'd lose. So why don't we do this in the public eye? I'll give you a 14-day head start on a 30-day month. I said, and I'll still prove that I'm better than you. I'll still beat you in this contest. And the next day, I get a phone call from my dad in New York City. I'm here in Vegas. And he goes, hey, Oscar, you watching Cramer? I said, Dad, I don't watch Cramer. Come on, you know him. He's not honest. I don't like guys like that. He goes, no, put Cramer on. You're not going to believe this. I put Cramer on, and what do I see? He's got a whiteboard that he pulls onto his set. He's got charts on the whiteboard, and he's got an analyst pointing out technical analysis. I got his ass, baby. Since then, he's been using analysis. So, all right, so I couldn't get a show, but I got to help the world by making him slightly more accurate and honest by forcing him to use what we all know is better than just making stuff up, right? The chart's got to be better than going, I think down. I mean, that's not going to get you anywhere. So I think I forced him into technical analysis. I am the best in the world at it, I promise you. Just come meet me one day, anyone who doubts it. And I was able to rock his socks, man. That was it. Next thing you know, he was using analysis to help his people with. So bravo for me. The show was not as important as being able to make him slightly more accurate for the people he's trying to offer his information to. Oh, I've done that to a few people. I've got some stories. There was some girl should I mention her name? You know what? I'm going to leave her nameless. There's a really pretty girl on TV, CNBC at the time, and she's showing a chart. And the chart, I promise you, is my chart. I sent it out on email the night before. I mean, it is absolutely positively my chart. And I went, that's my chart. I mean, I put specific things on a chart that don't really exist in technical analysis to remind me of stuff. So if I see someone else, it's not really possible that they used my mindset and put a symbol on that. It's got nothing to do with trading. So I know it's my chart. And I'm like, that's interesting. So, nope, wasn't Melissa. Really pretty young girl. So the next day, in the morning, I swear to you, the same chart I put out that next night in her 5 a.m. morning broadcast, she was using my chart again. So my trading room's telling me, Oscar, check her out, man. That's your charts, the same one you gave us last night. So I'm thinking, this is wonderful. I'm not big enough to reach the masses, but she is. And if she's secretly using my charts, I'm going to call her and I'm going to say, listen, I don't mind at all. Don't ever tell anyone they're my charts. I'll keep sending them. You get this out on TV. I don't care if you get the credit. You'll be helping people. My job's to try to help traders in the world. So if you can help them in a bigger way than I can, I'll secretly send you my charts. Just never tell anyone. This is my plan. So I tell the trading room, come on, let's call her. She takes calls live on the air. I kid you not. So right in front of the trading room, I grab the phone, ding, ding, ding. I make the phone call, and I'd like to speak to blank, blank, blank. And they go, hold on, and they switch me to her. Right on live on the air. Kid you not. And I say to her, hello, blank, this is Oscar Carboni. You have great charts. I love the charts that you're using. And she went, I don't know anyone named Oscar, and hung up the phone live and then went about her business for the rest of the show. She didn't give me a chance to tell her, good job, girl. You keep it up. I'll keep sending you charts. You know what I mean? I have no ego about this. If you can help the crowd, come on, I'll give you the work. Help them. But she didn't give me a chance. She hung up the phone with me. I think what happened next is she must have panicked and ran into her producer and said, look, the charts that I've been using lately came from this guy, Oscar, and he just called me because the next morning the kid was off the air. And that was so not my intent. You know what I mean? That was so backwards of what I wanted to do. Sabo, do you remember that? Well, thank you, Sabo. Sabo said, I've been in this business for over 40 years, and Oscar is the most honorable and honest person I've ever met. Sabo, could you do me a favor? What's your mother's maiden name and the color of your dad's first car? Would you send that to me? Just kidding. Love you, Sabo. Sabo's like Sabo's like Uncle Sabo. He comes and lives at our house once a year at least. We're looking forward to you. You coming after Christmas, Sabo? Somebody just said, what if we have an inverse Cramer ETF? I think that's cool. I don't want to goof on Cramer. That wasn't my point. I was able to force him to help people in a better way. I was done arguing. I was done sending him videos. I was very happy with my efforts. What they did was make him use charts. With that girl, same thing. I never wanted to see her get in trouble. I felt so bad about that. I just wanted to help her out. You know what I mean? It doesn't help. It helps me. It helps the markets. It helps the trading community. If I could have helped her on TV, show my charts. Is this the trading professor? How do I answer that? No, because sometimes I can't trade my way out of a paper bag. But I'm the best analyst on the planet. I can give you that. But there's sometimes I take my own analysis and even when everyone else wins. So I'm not going to call myself the best trader in the world by any means, but I am the best analyst on this planet. Unusualwhales.com ETFs, huh? All right, that's worth clicking on. Why not? Let's go look at that. Got to click links twice in this room for them to work. Don't ask why. Security feature. Pro Cramer down 31, short Cramer up 13. There's a Congress and a Pelosi indicator as well. I'm not going to look at this any further. Thank you, children. I don't like gambling. There's no need to look at that. Do you learn from me? If so, how do I start? Melanie? Easiest way to start is come to my live website. I'll just give you a link. It is free. I don't make $1 if you join. So this isn't going to earn me any money having you show up here. But if you'd like for me to help you, come to my live website. You know, everything I do is free, right? These YouTube videos are free. These streamers are free. My advice is there to just help people around the world if I can. The only thing I charge for is if I'm going to trade and you want to see what I'm trading, and you want to trade with me, there's a fee for that. Barring that, everything here is at your disposal. And if you join the site, there's no credit cards, no nonsense. I don't do this to hurt people. No gimmicks taking place here, kids, if you join my site. I won't ask you for anything more than a username and a password, which will be private to you. Maybe an email address, whatever. Because I want company to hang around me, what would be the sense of charging you to do that? You know what I mean? I'll charge company when they come in my front door. I don't charge my friends when they hang out with me to trade. All right, so we went down a bit more in these markets. Let's take a look. Let's go look. Oh man, that is such a great... It's not only a failure, it's going to become an Oscarism swing day opportunity. Yeah, it's going to make us some good money on Sunday, Monday. That looks pretty. Remember, kids, the magic of analysis. I showed this to you before, but this bar did not exist, and I got in front of the camera last night and left this and said, it's supposed to fail here. That's that, right? We talked about it in my YouTube video, and if you add in today, thank you, analysis. So it's not like I had a crystal ball, because how the hell would I know it's going to fail there, right? Without this, look, if we get rid of this, how on earth would we know it's going to fail there? There's just no way in the world I could have known. I mean, look, what would make us think anything about the market failing here without doing the proper analysis, right? Would you think it's going to fail here? Look, would you think that the next day is going to be down? Not a chance, right? Not a chance. Who would think that? Looking at this chart, why would anyone think the next day is going to be lower? But then you drop the right analysis on there and you go, wait a minute, what's going on here? There's got to be more to this than that looking bullish. I got to make sure I've seen all the signs. And once you've seen all the signs, you recognize that it's not supposed to go any higher. It is supposed to fail here. And it's exactly what it did. Isn't that great the way analysis works, kids? I love this stuff. For me, that's like going on a ride. I felt like I just went on a little ride at the amusement park. Great stuff. I don't know what it means to you, but it sure does get me excited. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. So that's an interesting analogy. Crypto Gray says trading is a lot about risk management. Absolutely, 1000% there. But he goes on to say, risk management, technical analysis is like knowing every hand winning percentage in poker that you see on TV. He's absolutely right. If you follow the charts enough every day, you are so familiar with the stuff that's going on, it's sort of like you know what the other hand probably has in it right now, because you're always part of this and you know what your hand is and what usually the other people have, and right now you've got what usually the other people have, so they probably have what you're used to having. You get to know things after you've been around them long enough. So absolutely right, Crypto Gray, I'm with you on that. So it's 309. By the way, you see all these charts I look at? I never stop looking at charts. I endlessly look at charts. But you know when I don't look at them? Never during the day. Ever. I mean, showing you guys charts on one thing. This is what I watch during the day. And there's more tickers on it. It's big for you to see. I watch this during the day. I want to see where markets are. I don't care what the chart says. Charting is for analysis time. It's not for when you're in trades. It's the last moment in the world that you want to look at a chart is when you're in a trade. You want to use your charts before you get into the trade. And then you watch quotes after that. I mean, at least that's what I do. So I don't look at a chart after I've come up with a trade and we put the trade on. I don't look at this again. All you'll see me look at for the next 23 hours is this. Then when the markets close, I look at charts. When I'm done with my analysis, I go back to this quote board. So if you watch live charts during the day, it is exactly opposite of what I do. In fact, I wouldn't consider looking at a short time frame chart during the day. I don't even want to consider looking at one. What's my thoughts on oil? We just looked at an oil chart quickly when I was flicking through charts here. Which one was it? Oil. That wouldn't be it. One of these was oil. There you go. My thoughts on oil. Maybe, and this is a maybe, so we wouldn't use it to trade. It's a maybe. Maybe it just expanded the channel in some weird way. That what happened here? Did we? Yeah, we just expanded the channel is all we did. Look, there's nothing different happening there. We just expanded the channel. That's why I was staring at this. I'm going, wait a minute. There's another channel right before my eyes. Why is it not drawn in? I'm going to get rid of this channel. Goodbye. Your old news, pal. This is the new channel. So that's what I think. I think it's going back down. You asked me a question about time frames. I'm going to make this window a little smaller to see what you wrote. What are my favorite time frames? Daily, weekly, or sometimes I like weekly or daily. Then other times I'll get crazy and creative and pull up a daily or a weekly. Those are the 6 time frames I usually use. I see people all the time. Minute chart, tick chart, 40, 30, 50, 4 hour, 2 hour, 5 hour, 9 hour. Why? Why overcomplicate this? Aren't you coming in for a day trade? Why overcomplicate things? Yeah, and it scares the crap out of you, CMC. If you put yourself in a trade, the 5-minute bar drops all the way to the bottom of the chart. But if you looked at your daily bar, it barely moved. So they freak me out. They freak out anybody. I kill them. If I look at a chart like that and we're in a trade, what if I start making decisions? Then what? What if Oscar starts making choices in our trade and they're not OMNI decisions anymore? Then what do we do? So I don't look at charts. All right, so I don't know how many people care to tune in on YouTube. Oh, there's 65 of you watching right now. Well, welcome people on YouTube. Thank you. I didn't think you guys cared enough to find me. I'm deeply impressed. Thank you. All right, 65 doesn't sound like a lot, but because I'm not an advertiser and I'm not somebody who's looking to garner a massive crowd, I'm touched. 65 of you on YouTube are here right now. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wow, Russell, new low. YM, keep making new lows for our friend here who's in the wrong position. So McCarthy, it's not that. McCarthy in the YouTube room saying best old school traders use daily chart. They confirm with the weekly. Only young folks use the 15. That's not exactly it. When you've been around long enough, you start to get simple. You simplify. You stop doing all the stuff that used to be so complicated and laid in bed at night, pulled your hair out. If I would have done this, that would have happened. I should have did this. I could have did that. Why didn't I? Instead, I did this. And you start pulling your hair out. You know, that is what happens when you start using complicated things in an already complicated business. That's why you see me simplify everything. I don't need to add complication. This business is complicated enough. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to add a complicated system into a complicated market. So I tend to be simple, and I think the markets appreciate my simplicity. In other words, I don't play I'm cuter than the market, I'm smarter than the market, I'm better than the market's wrong and I'm right. I've never said those words, not once. I never will in my whole life. The market is right. There are two rules to trading. Rule number one, the market is always right. Rule number two, if the market seems wrong to you, please refer to rule number one. So I know that, right? And I never sit here and think the market was wrong and I was right. And then I also never think that the market likes to be disrespected. And by that, I mean people who try to day trade 25 times a day. I mean, the market is a live animal. And let me tell you right now, if you think you can outsmart this live animal 15, 20 times in a day, what if you get that day right? You've got to make those decisions again the next day 15, 20 times, times 5 days for the week, times 20 days for the month, times 267 days for the year. You're going to get all those decisions right and outsmart the market. Scalpers, they don't make any money. They make money on a day, they brag to everybody about it. They don't tell you about their losing days. Do I watch the put-call ratio? What capacity would the put-call ratio let you know if the market is adding or subtracting liquidity from it? Because you can hedge options with other vehicles and you can hedge markets with other vehicles, the put-call ratio can sometimes be as misleading as volume indications, which used to be cut forward and straight, by the way. Volume was volume and put-call ratio was put-call ratio, and that was kind of that. In fact, when I started, there was no put calls at all. There was no options. But once options came to be, put-call ratios were kind of, you can count on them because you can see if X amount of puts and calls came in during the month or during expiration. X amount of puts and calls have to either come out or expire. But once they started making derivative markets that you can then fungible with other markets, so I bought a bunch of silver options, but I was fungible able to get out in some other silver futures, whatever they have these days. There's so many vehicles. Sometimes it's completely misleading. See my point? So sometimes you just have to stay away from outside noise and follow the chart purely for itself, because all that outside noise is already built into the chart. The chart knows the put-call ratio. You just need to learn how to read the chart. So a day like today, we got no fills. I'm watching the market. We know it's going to crack. It's going to get hammered, blah, blah, blah. We took no fills today, specifically because I didn't want to play hero with all your money, and mine too, of course, by being the first ones to go, I did a video last night. It said the market should fail. All of us OMNIX get short. Let's find out if I'm right. That's not trading. You know what I mean? I wanted to see it fail today. All right, now we got something we sink our teeth into on Sunday night. It's basically the way I'm handling today's trading. So as much as I'd like to be in today's trade, we're not. We're not in the market today. I don't plan on getting in. I'm not even going to try to get in. And that's okay. I'm going to sit here like this, and Sunday night we'll do this all over again. We are not junkies. We are not gamblers. Oh, yeah. New low S&P again. Nasdaq, new low. Russell, new low. YM put a new low in 30 seconds ago. It's going to put in another one now. Dow and Tranny, same thing. We are in some trouble here, kids. Oh, Renko chart. You know about that, Peter? Oh, you're from like the 80s into the 90s, huh, Peter? I used to use Renko all the time. When I was experimenting, of course. When I thought stupid stuff worked. You can use Gann, Fibonacci, you can throw all that stuff in there. And you'll find out that that's when you thought stupid stuff worked. I grew up on point and figure charts, kids. That is my forte. I'll tell you right now, every algorithm I've ever been able to spot is because of my knowledge of point and figure charts. Nothing more than point and figure charts turned algorithm. I started with pencil, paper, graph paper and handheld point and figure charts on the trading floor while it went berserk. So you'd be surprised how everything that we do still reverts back to those point and figure charts. I don't speak about them, but I promise you it does. What are my thoughts on volume? On the volume profile? Volume profile charts are okay if you're trading single stocks. When you see something crazy in the volume of that one stock, it's meaningful. When you're looking at indexes, I don't look at volume. I don't want to know anything about it. Wyckoff charts. Wow, you guys know this too? Where are you old timers coming from? How do you people know these names? Come on now. Of course, I got Wyckoff's books and charts, and I've been through all this stuff. How do you know about this, though? I didn't think anybody was nerdy enough to get into this stuff like I did. You fall asleep to trading videos. So, Wyckoff, I guess, sometime around 2001, 2, 3, 4, I never seen him again. That was it. Goodbye. He just fell off the map. We didn't hear about him anymore. Same thing with Gann and Fibonacci. Everybody used to be obsessed with that stuff. Ooh, yuck. You don't use Elliott Wave, do you? If you use Elliott Wave to trade, I want you to do me a favor. Find the best children's charity you could write a check to. Just write your check to a children's charity. Don't use that losing nonsense. You do? And you make money? Prove to me that you make money using Elliott Wave. You'll be the first person I ever met. Now, I'm not saying one trade. I'm talking consistent over a year's time, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. You are consistently making money using Elliott Wave. That means you actually know how to use Elliott Wave. There are a few people on the planet that can actually use it properly. There are principles to it that are supposed to be adhered to properly. Everything else is pure speculation, but people speculate. So when their trade doesn't work out, they go, that wasn't wave 3, it was a zigzag of wave 2. Oh, I see, went down. Instead of going up for wave 2, it did an ABC first. Then it did wave 2. That's why I was wrong. It's such BS. Oh my God. It's such total nonsense. I can convince you of anything using Elliott Wave. I can talk the birds out of the trees. You give me an Elliott Wave chart. Everything you did, I could prove why you were wrong if I taught you my version of Elliott Wave. Every time you traded wrong, I could show you what you did wrong. If you just would have interpreted it that way, you would have been right, sir. Oh my God, it's the biggest nonsense in the world. It's the biggest nonsense in the world. It's almost as bad as craps when you go to Vegas. It doesn't get any stupider than craps. Elliott Wave does not work. It's not possible for it to work. Okay, you have a system in craps, Dano? Here's the thing about craps. What makes it different? Or what makes it so stupid? Yes, exactly. That's everyone's system. In craps, you get to concoct. It's the worst thing for us and the best thing for the casinos. Same thing, by the way, with exchanges, which is why they give you cheap margin and lots of products. So you get to concoct. Instead of going, I'm watching cards. The dealer has a low card. I've got a low card. Lots of cards are going to have to be hit on. Good chance the dealer's going to break. That sort of has some work there. You can actually make a couple of dollars doing that if the cards fall properly. Everything else. So in other words, when you're playing blackjack, you can't concoct anything. It's pure. The cards come down. You make a decision to hit or not hit. Depends on how smart you are when it comes to knowing what the dealer might have to hit for. That's it. You go to the craps table and you can then concoct. Ding! If I put money on this near that number and this number, maybe this will come out, and I'll put it on the pass line, and I'll put it on this line, and I'll put it on that line. Oh my God. Oh my God. You want to talk about just letting people burn their money up? Oh my God. So listen, I know systems. It is what I was built for as a human. I started programming as a programmer, writing programs in zeros and ones before there was a Commodore 64, a VIC-20. No Apple existed. There was IBM, yes, but no Microsoft. None of it existed. I was a programmer that far back. I have been involved in every aspect of programming and computers and the way things work, building systems my whole entire career. And when I walk the floors for the last 15 years in the casinos, I always say the same thing to myself every time. There's only one game that you have any possibility of the odds coming your way, blackjack. Everything else, because you get to concoct and think, everything is way worse for you. The odds are just going to blow you up. Now, same thing. Everything was, by the way, everything reverts back to trading. It's the same thing about doing your own technical analysis. If you start concocting when you look at a chart, you look at a chart, the chart looks bullish, but the first thing you say is tomorrow at 8:30 a report's coming out. That report should be bearish, which means X should happen, and that is no longer, that's when you concoct. See what I'm saying? Suddenly you threw a variable in that didn't even hit the chart yet. You don't even know what's going to happen, but you've already got it in the chart and you've changed your opinion on what the chart looks like. That's the problem with most people. They concoct while they do analysis. They think they're smarter than the chart. I know better. Listen, I read the news. I went to college for 8 years. I'm much smarter than the average Joe. So when that fire hose of information comes at me that's way too much for anyone to handle, I'm going to pull it all in, disseminate it all, and I'm going to come up with the right decision because I'm that smart. And I promise you, no one is that smart. That's what the chart can do. The chart is that smart. And that's why I'm all about the chart. And if you guys want to hang out with me, if you stop thinking and stop concocting and just use the chart, but that takes discipline. I promise you, your trading will get much better. Well, fundamentals come out in the charts first. That's the way it works. So why would you want to be a fundamentalist when that's guessing? I don't know what the true fundamental is going to come out at, but the chart does. Well, why not just read the chart and stop guessing? I don't guess. Ask any Omniacs that are with me. I always have an answer to where I think a market's going to go, and it's never an opinion. It's always a chart something. Chart says this, I say this. All right. Anything else, kids? McCarthy says Tony Caldero was pretty good at Elliott Wave. He's a pretty good Elliott Wave guy. He passed away a few years ago. I have a question, McCarthy. Who paid for his tombstone? Because I bet he couldn't afford one. How do you become an Omniac, Dano? How does one become an Omniac here? Question in my trading room. Hang out with me every day. This is Live with Oscar. Own Bitcoin and root for the Jets. Wait a minute. What are two things that constantly lose, except for maybe 2 games this year? Bitcoin and the Jets. Yeah, baby. That's it. You want to be like me? Just root for the stuff that doesn't win, and you'll be just like me. So, I've been rooting for the Jets, I don't know, 50 some odd years. You know how many years they've won? 0. 0. That's okay. This is going to be their year. I literally, by the time I was 14, I stopped saying that already. I don't defend them. I don't do anything about saying, yes, great pick. This is the guy that we needed. Nothing. I just quietly wait 50, 60 years for a winning year. I am not ever going to defend my Jets, though. They suck. Well, there's no hope for you either, huh? That's all right. At least I got good company. However, the Chargers might have a chance of actually winning something. The Jets are cursed by their owners and management. It's obvious. They've had some of the best picks in the world. Some of the best lines, offense, defense. They can't win jack crap. It's got to be the management. I'm not talking about people managing them on the field, it's got to be the upper management. What's a good trading movie? I'll kid you not. You want to learn about trading? You want to learn the simplicity of trading and what it means? Watch one movie, Trading Places. Just watch the scene where they teach Eddie Murphy about orange juice trading, and I promise you, it just makes you understand what's going on. Thank you, sir. Boiler Room's a good movie. I agree. By the way, we're all in Trading Places. Every one of us. So every single person that you see on that trading floor in Trading Places, it was filmed with me and all my friends being there every day. So we're all in that movie. You'll see the back of me lots and lots of times. Oh, look, there's the back of Oscar's head. I'm in the movie, baby. Now, what was that app that he came up with and the other guys? Faceback. If we just had Faceback, you could have been able to tell it was the back of my head. Oh, you're not going to tell people I'm a Mets fan too, are you, Michael? Shh, why are you people outing me? Yes, I'm a Mets and Jets fan. Shut up. Hey, the Jets gave me 86, 87, whatever that year was. I mean, excuse me, the Mets. But yeah, so here's what happened to me. Think of my age, and then think of what was going on. Obviously, my father and every other father that was alive in the United States all were Joe Namath fans, right? So I was born when probably everybody was an insane, incensed Jet fan, and I get forced into becoming a Jet fan somehow. So, riding on their glory, they made all of us kids Jet fans, and here we are, 50 years later going, really, Dad? Really? Come on, Dad, really? We got Jets and Giants? You made me Jets? Come on! The Giants have won so many Super Bowls. Jets, zip. The amazing Mets, huh? Yeah, they're amazing. Couple of good, amazing years out of the Mets compared to the Jets. Although one year we had Fitz. Remember Fitz? Fitzpatrick? You gotta love a guy that's been in the league 15 years, never was good at anything. They put him on the Jets, and he throws the ball like this. Someone caught it. He was great at that. I would be like, go, Fitz, go. Just launch that shit in the air and see if somebody comes down with it. You go, Fitz. It was the coolest thing I ever seen. I was such a Fitz fan that year. I love an underdog, that's why. Not only is the team underdog, that guy should have never been able to get where he got. It's cool stuff. Thank you, Dano, for helping. All right. I don't know that I want to sit here for the whole rest of the day. Because we're not in any trades. We're not going to get in any trades. Oh, today's Friday? Hold on a moment. Is today Friday? Oh, I'll hang out with you guys till the end of the day. I don't have anything else to do. I don't have to get ready for markets at 6 when it closes at 5. You know that's our life, right? Markets close at 5 p.m. They reopen at 6 for the next 23 hours. That's what we do here. Fitz helped correct an error on the NFL test no, what what are you talking about, Dano? What did he must have threw the ball and hit that robot camera that they bought and did a robot camera test, huh? I can't imagine him doing anything else smart. I'm not down talking Fitz by any means. He's a ham and egg type guy, though. An intelligence test. Oh, he failed it, I'm sure, huh? I'm just kidding. I don't know his intelligence level at all. No, I'm just kidding. Personally, I don't know the guy. I would never want to bad talk him. I'm just kidding about that. Yeah. So I am live streaming every day of my life in my trading room, which is the next thing you see. If you're looking at YouTube right now, you've got YouTube's chat room over here. This is my home, guys. Why don't you just join me over here? You know, I got to go look for you on YouTube. If you come to Live with Oscar, you find me. I don't have to look for you. We're all in the same room. And then you can type to me, and you can hear me, and I can hear you, and it's just better. So if you guys would leave YouTube and come join my site, it doesn't cost you anything. I don't even collect credit cards. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. Just come join me. Yes, I can't play music on live stream, which is why I'm not going to live stream all the time. I need my live music to trade properly, to analyze properly for my brain. And if you play music on social networking, they boot you, or they silence it, or whatever. You're always in some kind of copyright issue. So if you guys come join the site, won't cost you anything. It's free, whatever. No credit cards are getting put in. Come join me and hang out in this room instead. And then when you're in this room and you type, I can hear a noise. Listen. Now I know you've typed. I can pay attention to you. When you type on YouTube, it doesn't make a sound. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happens. I don't know that you guys are typing to me. I'm trying to watch markets. So come join my site if you really want to bull crap with me. And if you just like watching and you're, whatever, you're satisfied with where you are, stay where you are. I will say, though, if you're watching and not willing to interact with me, you might be a little bit of a freak. So never come to my house, okay? Don't be showing up at my house. So yes, I'll spend the rest of the day with you cats. I was going to end it now, but why not finish the day? It's Friday. How exciting it's Friday. Sometimes, I kid you not, I never know what day it is. I can't tell if it's Friday. I don't want to know what day it is for reasons. Once I get into the market from Sunday night, there's these things out there that sometimes get in your head. This turnaround Tuesday, give it back Friday. Sometimes they call it turnaround Wednesday or hump Wednesday, but sometimes, believe it or not, because the day has a name, sometimes it gets into your psyche and you end up falling right into that. Oh, another give it back Friday. Well, I don't want to know what day it is. I don't want to care. I don't care about superstitions. I don't care. It's got nothing to do with trading. So there are days I'll have to ask the room, what's today? Monday? Wednesday? What the hell day are we in? And they'll tell me what day it is. I like it better that way. You're not seeing the live room. The live room's right before your eyes if you're watching YouTube. I'm moving it. I'm in the live room. And you're typing in the live room. Uh-oh, what did I do? There we go. Excuse me. But I do need just a moment. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Please don't go away. I'll be right back. Just need to check the hounds because one of them has a bad paw and he shouldn't be outside. One of my mastiffs has a cut paw. He needs to be inside. I'll be right back. All right, I checked this whole property. The dog was inside. He was already inside. That's Bearish, by the way, one of my 3 Mastiffs. Have you guys ever seen him? You know, forget. Oh, wait, maybe there's a way. So, I don't know if you guys know, but my Facebook got hacked, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. I could get it back. But for some reason, I don't care. All I got to do is send in my license to get it back. You know, I'm like, some jerk hacked me because of information. You want me to send more information now to get now I got to send in my license to get it back? I'm just like, so, I don't want to do it. I don't want it back. But I kind of have to have it because a lot of people socialize or watch my videos through Facebook. But why I was mentioning Facebook, let's see if I can show you my Mastiffs. They have their own page. Facebook, I know what it's going to do. It's going to tell me no, but we'll try. I'll just go to facebook.com direct, and then they can't tell me that I'm knocked out. God, they know. They know I'm logged in somewhere. I can't even go to Facebook on my browser. What jerks. Hold on, let me try it on a different browser. These guys are such knuckleheads. All right. Let me open up another browser. I'm trying to go to Facebook. Oh, so you have to log in. You can't just view Facebook without being someone logged in, huh? I didn't know that. Anyway, there's a Las Vegas Mastiffs on Facebook. And that would be my dogs, but I can't show them to you. I can't log into Facebook. YouTube. I'm unable to post the charts in the trading room. On YouTube, it's live. Oh, man, you're reading my mind. Street Jeans. He says, imagine having a microchip implanted, then becoming connected to the market. All I want is a jack. I want a port right here. Just give me a jack right into the market and the charts. It'd be perfect. Who needs a chip? Jack me in, baby. You know, when they were giving out the COVID shots, I was absolutely sure they were chipping us. And I figured, if you're going to chip me, I want free Wi-Fi, I want 5G, you know what I'm saying? And the password if I'm going to get my chip. So I've been writing to the government ever since I got my needle. They will not give me my password. So I don't know how to get to my 5G in my arm. You imagine? The HFT room. You know, they slowed those cats down a few years ago, right? High frequency used to be high frequency. Now they put latency in there, which is just enough time for you to put an order in too. So they're not as high frequency as they used to be. It's helium, huh? That's funny, Dan, huh? 15 minutes, so now we're going to find out right about now the order flow. Do they need to buy the market to get delta neutral for the weekend, or sell the market to get delta neutral for the weekend? So in other words, if you're a big clearing firm and you got a lot of risky positions on from all your little clients, clearing firm looks at that and goes, listen, man, when you look at everything, we're short like 400 S&P with all these people with their 2 lots and 1 lots. Buy 400 S&P and hedge against it for the weekend. Or the evening, you get a lot of that goes on. Buy, sell, whatever it is their books are, they try to even them up so that, God forbid, something happens over the weekend, they don't get caught on one side. So that's what they usually, at the end of the day, we get a lot of that, you know, the evening or leveraging of the books. Mm-hmm. And charts didn't change, right? We can look at them till we're blue in the face. They look exactly the same. Nothing's going to change here. Just keeps going lower. And you'd have to think right till the 5 o'clock close, they will just keep pushing that down. Same thing, right? Failure where it was supposed to fail. Boom, down we go. So no changes except for it just looks even more ready or ripe for the downside. What are my thoughts about the woke movement? Whatever. Get a job, find something else to do. A comedian says something on stage. Why do you have enough time to even know what they said? You know what I mean? I don't know. It should be live and let live unless somebody really does something offensive that offends an entire crowd. I don't know. People are just too Budinsky. What is the next average below the 200-week moving average? One thing at a time, buddy. Let's get away from that first. And then we'll figure out what's important next. So I never anticipate that something's going to work till it does, and then once it does, then we can go with it. So do we know for sure we're going to go under that 200? Nah, not until next week, right? We don't know that for sure. Oh, there'll be real good action next week, McCarthy, no doubt. So we're at 3,600 even at a strike of 4 p.m. in 11 minutes. It's probably exactly where it's going to close. And then you'll see the next hour, whatever the crazy futures traders want to do with it. E-mini S&P, that is. 3,600. So what I'm referring to is my board right here. Looks to me like they are trying to nail the 3,600 mark for options purposes on a Friday at the close. So we'll see. I mean, could be, So what you do is, if the open interest is the most at 3,600 or 3,625 or 3,575, wherever the highest open interest is in options at that moment in time on a Friday's close, is generally where the market will find its way to at some point. But for us, it doesn't matter if we're not trading options. We trade the chart. The chart tells us this stuff should happen anyway. What did Tesla do? Tesla wasn't looking so good yesterday. What did that end up doing? Ooh, no, it's getting through the double bottom. Yuck. Look at Tesla. That's not conducive to Tesla going up. And it's an outside reversal day down through the bottom of a double bottom on a Friday. That's not good for Tesla, kids. look at this. Look at, oops. Outside reversal bar. Yep, that's going to be a problem. Being that Elon Musk is the richest man in the world by far, his stock's got a huge piece of our stock market, and it doesn't look pretty. Are you talking about it's getting ready to land? Dano in the YouTube chat room says SpaceX Dragon Pod getting ready to come back. Are you saying that you can watch it land on a barge right now, Dano? Because I love those landings. Boy, would I like to have music on right now. YouTube, you kill me. If I put on music, I'll get ixnayed. Ah, humans coming back from the space station, gotcha. Oh, Sabo, you know all about that. So, Sabo in my OMNI trading room, he wrote LOL because he happened to be in Vegas with me one night. And where we go to a fight, professional fight, and we're watching the fight, and there's a pretty good round happening. So the last minute of the round, I filmed 1 minute of a 3-minute round, just 1 minute of it. So I filmed it and I did it live, and I was literally barred from posting live video for 3 months. Remember that, Sabo? 3 months I could not post a live video. And I went, oh, I get it now. You're not allowed to do anything like that. So I've got to be careful. Lying Eyes, we take positions whenever the market... Hey, don't make me start singing, Dano. I will. Oh, sole mio. Want me to keep going, Dano? Yeah, I was in YouTube jail for 3 months. So do I ever take positions before the open, or do I wait to see the direction? We have a trade planned between 5 and 6 p.m. The market's open at 6 p.m. and I will take that position any moment from 6 p.m. till sometime mid the next day. I will enter into that position. So no, I don't do anything but wait for the market to hit an OMNI reaction spot and I get in. So it could be before the opening, after the opening, at night, midday, doesn't matter to me. So, you know what I've noticed? YouTube, you guys are really nice. I mean, I have to say, you show up, nice comments, you have nice conversation. Have you ever tried doing anything like this, or even going near Twitter? It's like, Oscar, you fat bastard, you're ugly. You know what I mean? Everyone's so damn mad there. What is their problem? I don't go near it. What is the OMNI? The OMNI is, I'll spell it out for you. Oh, I got the caps lock on. I'm sorry, kids. Let me fix that for you. And I still have it on. Take it the way it is, kids. Well, thank you, thank you. I tell you what, I'm not trying to put down Twitter because I think when Elon Musk takes it over, he's going to show us what social networking should have been invented like, 10 years ago. Because he showed us what cars should have been invented like. Getting a Tesla, you'll understand that statement. He showed us what rocketing should be like. He showed us how to use satellites properly, even though we thought we knew on this planet. He's going to show us what social networking should have been like. So I don't want to get down on Twitter itself. It's the people on Twitter that are angry Yeah, angry little elves. I don't understand it. I don't have time to be that angry in my life or even argue with people. Who's got time to argue with people? The market's moving. I'm a dad. I've got, you know what I mean? I got a life going on. Who's got time to argue with people? I just don't understand. They're so angry. But so I'll get a comment from people on YouTube. Oscar, thanks for the chart. Or Oscar, maybe you're wrong about that. Oscar, you know, the other day you said it was going to go up, and here you are on a video saying it's going to go down. I get all of that. That's what you should be saying to me, right? But personal attacks have nothing to do with trading. These people on Twitter are just angry little elves. Jesus Christopher. I don't go nowhere near the place. New low Russell, new low Nasdaq, S&P. I knew the futures traders would beat this thing up right into the close. 3 minutes to go and they're still pounding away on it. That's for the stock close. Yes, for sure. Is there such thing as free speech at all unless you speak in person to people or like I'm doing to you? Which is why I mostly have a live trading room and social networking. If they shut me down tomorrow, I don't give a shit. I've got my live trading room where my friends are, where my traders for my whole life hang out with me. Because no, you can be stopped from saying anything, even if it's not detrimental to other people. They call that social networking. So my room, that's my social network spot. I can say anything I want. It's my private place. That's why I tell you to come to my room. We don't have to worry about outsiders looking in going, oh, Oscar said this. Let's welcome. You know what I mean? Who needs it? Well, I say that all the time. People have, since the internet came out, everybody's got internet muscles. Look at my internet muscles. They're all tough guys behind that keyboard. 99% of those weird introverts would melt if you got in front of them and confronted them about what they wrote. You know what I mean? They would just melt down. But the internet makes them tough, man. They're tough guys on the internet. Same people that have probably never actually defended themselves or even had a fight in their lives, but, you know, they get on the internet and talk about all the tough things they'll do to you. I always say, please, just come to my house. Please, please show me that you'll do that to me. Please come here and do that to me. Please. You know what I mean? If you want to do something to me, come on. I'll be waiting for you. You know what I mean? Some people grew up in different than other people. You grew up in the mean streets of New York City in tough neighborhoods, and, you know, fighting is just what you do. You fight every day of your life practically. Sometimes you fight 10 people at once. Sometimes it's you and 8 people against 20. And you never know what the fight's going to be, but you fight a lot growing up. So you learn not to throw tough words around unless you actually want to back them with something. But the internet, that's different. Everybody's tough on the internet. Here's what I found. It's not a bad place. You guys that surround me, I will say, I love the crowd that follows me. I can't remember the last time someone said something mean or nasty to me personally. I don't care if you don't like my analysis. That's great. We're supposed to type about that to each other. But I can't remember the last time any of you kind of got down on me for anything. I've got a really good crowd around me. You guys from YouTube especially, oh my God, you're so nice to me. My trading room, of course, goes without saying. That's my family. And people from Stock Twits, that's another place where they're really nice to me. You know what I'm saying? It's no nonsense. But Facebook and Twitter, oh my God, they're just so mean. Twitter worse, Facebook's out there. Now, here's what I did notice. Every night for the last 10, 12 years, whatever the numbers are, that Facebook has been around. Every night I put my videos out, I put them on all social networks and Facebook. every night after I put out a YouTube video, I've got to defend, ask Dano, I've got to spend the first 2 hours defending from all the robots, porno crap, just robot. They hit your YouTube videos and they just post stuff. And if you're not there to defend and make it go away, they'll keep doing it. So every night for the first 2 hours, I got to knock these robots out. And then it's just my fans that write to me on YouTube, comment-wise. Well, my YouTube got hacked. My Facebook got hacked 2 weeks ago. It was all part of the same hacking, by the way. I just didn't get Facebook back. I have not had a robot post on my video since. Not one robot has posted on my YouTube videos since I stopped. Since I stopped posting on Facebook. That's where they're all coming from, guys. Because I post on Twitter, I post on StockTwits, I post on YouTube, I post on Instagram, and Facebook. And Facebook's the one that sends me all the robots. I agree, but imagine this. I've been making calls like this since 1984, consistently. And I haven't had anybody come back and hate me ever. They understand I do the best I can. I'm usually part of the trade with you. I never make believe. I never do anything that would be out of line. You know what I mean? It's only pure chart analysis. So people, I've never really had a problem with people mad at me for my trading advice. Not once, not ever, and all the time I've been doing this. They recognize it's about as real and truthful as you're ever going to get, you know? So I put a year-end call for the upside, and then I write on my board, do not fall in love with the upside. I am as honest as the day is long, you know what I mean? Just because I made a year-end call, which I do in the beginning of every year, that doesn't mean I'm going to stick to that when the markets are pointing lower. So I make a year-end call, and within a week, I'm going, do not fall in love with the upside, people. Whatever, you know. That's about as straightforward as you can get reading charts. Take care, Observer. Nice seeing you as always. Mike says, Oscar, you are the best, and you have made me over 100,000. Thank you. Well, Mike, if that's true, God bless us both. If I helped you do that, and somehow you're helping your family, it's why I get up every day and do this for the people like you that actually get benefit from it. So God bless you if you're telling the truth on that one. And if you're lying, thanks for the advertising. That's pretty cool. Could DeSantis beat Trump? I think Trump would help DeSantis win. I think he would do it on purpose. He'd help DeSantis take the spot. I don't think Trump wants to see anybody else get arrested. If he runs again, they're going to arrest almost everyone in the world that ever said his name. They had to arrest 500 people the first time he ran. You know what I mean? They'll arrest everybody. Well, Krupel, yesterday we did really well. Today, no fills, we stepped aside. Well, I'm going to lie. Well, I lie. Let me show you how come I lie. I did one trade yesterday that you guys were supposed to do with me. It happened so fast I could not get you in. The OMNI wanted me to do one trade and one trade only. Start off long because the OMNI arrow was up and I've got no choice but to respect the arrow. Then take the profit and sidestep is basically what my plan was, right? Buy Russell at 1730 to 28. Look how little the stop was. It's the smallest stop I have seen OMNI produce in 6 months. Literally a 14-point stop. I can't remember we had one that small. So I went, well, come on now. Why not take that trade? The risk is nothing. When it gets there, I'm going to get the OmniX in. Well, the market got there in a flash. It traded down to 30, 29.5, and exploded up to this. Profit objective number 1, 1750. Well, whatever the profit objective number 1. Yeah, 1750. So it went right up to 1750. I was filled because I had my orders in before I even, when the market first opened. I never had a chance to even tell you guys about it. It hit and just exploded. And I actually made money today on the long side. It was the only trade I did. I couldn't get you OmniX in. I never trade without you guys. It was just impossible. By the time I got even started typing, I was already in profit for $700. I was like, whoa, that's gone. And it just went, and it never came back until I was out. And when it came back, I wasn't going to put you guys in the second time on a long trade. I was just respecting Omni once. So yeah, we did trade today, but you guys didn't trade with me. Luckily, somehow I didn't lose. All right, so what time was it? 4:07. I think I'm going to call it a day, kids. There's really nothing else that we can do here. What I want to say is thank you for tuning in. I'm really enjoying hanging out with you guys on this live streaming. More and more of you are showing up. The questions have been great. The trolls stay away. Thank you, people, for that. And we'll do this again on Monday. So we'll continue working together. And if you guys want to see me all the time or hang out with me all the time, just migrate over to livewithoscar.com. Free membership, no credit cards, no nonsense. And jump into that chat room. Because the one on YouTube has no sound. I don't know when you're typing all the time. I'm watching markets too much. Anyway, have a great, great weekend, traders. We'll pick this up again Sunday night. And we'll see what the Omni says. And we'll only do what the Omni tells us to do. Doesn't matter what I think. That'll just get us in trouble. Take care, everybody. Oh, yeah, I should do this. It's Friday. Hey, let's do stops are in, emotions are out. You guys want to do it with me? Let's see how many of you are crazy enough to actually do this with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. If you're doing this at home, you're a real nut. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Now, if you did that at home, you're about as crazy as I am, kids. You have a great weekend. I'll see you.